I had a friend who worked for Consultus, her and her sister, and she's now retired and living in Canada, and I had spoken to her about her care career and was interested, and then during COVID I lost my job that I had, and then when I looked at things I thought, well, I need to do something, and it needs to be something that I love. I had my own recruitment agency for 20 years, and that's what I advocated. People must do what they love. So yeah, so then I chatted to Merle again, and Merle gave me all the gen. I contacted Linda in Cape Town, and that was it. So once I contacted Linda, she asked me for information, which I gave her to make sure that I qualified, that I could work in the country, had the right to be here and to work. And then she basically did everything for me on my behalf with head office. And then I started getting correspondence from them about what I needed to do, where I needed to be. And so everything was documented, and it made it easy to make plans from there. And also having the letter saying that I was appointed as a carer once I was here and had completed my training. That was also nice because it helped me with my documentation on the other side. So the two processes worked hand in hand. Everything was explained to us. We knew what the process was going to be during the session on that day. We had our training. I had done my online training beforehand. And then when we came here, we did the practical. And yeah, it was lovely having the hands-on practical. Although I didn't, for instance, with the hoisting, I didn't do the hoisting immediately. In fact, it might even have been after my first refresher that I did the hoisting, but it was so helpful, or maybe just before that, because then when I did that, I was like, it's so important to have those refresher courses, because you do get stuck in a certain way with certain clients that you keep returning to, and there are things that you don't do, and it's not that you forget them, but you want them to be top of mind when you're in a situation and you need to do something. So I think that refresher training was so important as well, apart from the initial training. Everybody was very reassuring, as I said, explained to us up front what they were going to be doing, and when they did it, there were checks and balances along the way, so that you felt confident about what they'd shared with you and that you were doing it right and things like that. I've always been drawn to people who I feel are being sidelined or might be feeling invisible because they no longer serve a purpose. And that was my thing, is that I wanted to be in the life of someone who actually needed someone to notice them and help them and be there for them, keep them independent in their own homes. You have to meet each client where they're at. It's like the comedian will say, you have to read the room. You can't go in and try and enforce your principles or values or anything, because that changes their environment, and it's all about them having security and feeling safe in their own environment and things being as normal as possible. Yeah, so I think that's really important. Ask them to consider how they would feel about being away from family for a long time, and that it's something that they want to do, because it's not just a means to earn a living. It's a vocation. And it needs to be something that you want to do, but it is very, very rewarding. So if that was what they were wanting, I would suggest it, yeah. Yeah, you got to learn to travel light. And also, yeah, when you're with your clients as well, to get to know them and understand them, and as I said, keeping them feeling safe, keeping them feeling happy and reassuring, but at the same time try and make it fun where you can, so you can express yourself as an individual with your clients. They do like that. And not to sort of put them over there, you dealing with them at a distance, because they're human. You need to tap into their needs as well, in terms of keeping them feeling comfortable and safe and happy. you can't necessarily extend their life. It is amazing how with the right attitude they can have a change in their will to live, because I've had clients who've given up, and when I've spent time with them, their families have said, wow, you gave them back to us. So I think your attitude can help. It's important to know who to contact for what. And if you can contact the right people and get them the right help, you can change the quality of their life. And you can add joy to their life. I have this crazy thing, if I hear a word or a phrase, I just start singing a song with that word or that phrase in. And at first they say, are you crazy? But they love it. And I do it, so they'll look out the window and say, oh gosh, it looks terrible today, it's so dreary. And I say, well, the sun will come out tomorrow. And then they do love it though, yeah. I've been very, very happy. I am so grateful that I have somebody who takes control of everything in terms of I don't have to market the business to anybody. It's all taken care of by the company. And when you are referred to a booking, there's someone you can talk to about it if there are any variations or deviations or anything like that from what might be in the care plan. And I've always, when I've had unexpected situations like a client who's become ill or goes away and I've contacted Consultus, they've always been able to help me. I haven't sat high and dry. And I'm not distracted in what I'm doing for my client because I'm busy looking for the next booking. So that's been great. Well, I've been able to phone them at any stage that I need to. And when I have come through to Tunbridge for refreshers, or if I've been in the area, I've usually tried to make contact with one or two care consultants, have a chat with them, update them on myself and what I've done and what have you. And just maintaining that. But I have a lot of written communication with them at the moment, usually initially a telephonic to discuss a position, and then the written one coming up with all the details on from there. But they're thorough. They relay information, everything they're getting from the client or the client's, guardian. They relay that, and you've got all the detail. It gave me a purpose again. It gave me, in the job that I had before, I was loving what I was doing, but because of COVID, having lost the job, I had to start again. And, doing something that I loved with the support of people who knew what they were doing and could actually help me on the way, especially coming to a foreign country, having to start out and all of that with a lot of unknowns. It was so reassuring. And knowing that the company's been established for so many years, that they have a history and that they're accredited and that they do things legally and properly and all that, that's always been important to me, in how I ran my business as well. Because there are operators that try and fly under the radar, and I wouldn't feel safe with that. I've had safety, I've had security, I've had lots of reassurance, I've had lots of help when I've asked for it. You have to ask for it. But it has been life-changing, and it's afforded me the opportunity to earn a living and to be able to earn a living doing what I love doing. So I have had regulars that I've gone back to. Unfortunately, there have been situations where the client isn't there and I can't go back. But I've had a lot of repeat clients, and I absolutely love going back to the people that I know. But in circumstances where their plans have changed, and maybe they've become ill, gone to hospital, or family have invited them for Easter or Christmas, and suddenly I don't have a booking, Consultus has been absolutely fantastic in helping me to find another booking. Then I meet new clients, go to people that I've never been to before. Sometimes it'll suddenly be a couple or, a person with a different condition. But I've enjoyed having that exposure and experience, and knowing that if I'm stuck, I can always call someone here. I think I just love the people. And some of them have got the most amazing families as well, who, you know, sort of integrate you into their lives, which I know some people are more private and don't like that, but I've found that becoming part of their lives has actually just been so nice for me, because I miss my own family and my own loved ones. And the clients, some of them don't really know. They lose context of why you're there and what you're doing, but giving them reassurance and supporting them, you know, lovingly, and seeing the difference in them when you are doing that is so lovely to see them go from possibly being afraid to having this new stranger in their home, to feeling more comfortable with you, that you are part of their life and that their family are happy with you and they're happy with you. I think that makes a huge difference in what we're doing. Yeah. Definitely, I've put a couple of people onto the company, and I would never advocate something that I don't believe in myself. So yeah, definitely I would.